Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum bum
Oh,
bum
mate,
bum
bum bum bum bum bum.
man 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 bum
Bum
bum bum bum.
Go on, let's join in. Money, bum 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 bum. Bash Bros.
I would like the desk here, so the cameras. See, if I tilt it like this, that's just looking at the seat.
Yeah, but now we don't get the chest, so.
Yeah, you need a bit. I'll just go like this.
The ceiling ain't far, you there?
Let's stop messing about. What is this? A podcast?
I reckon you could feed the dogs or something so they don't rip each other in half. That'd be fun.
I like the password, by the way, guys.
The best.
Who done that?
What made you do that? I don't know.
Well,
shits and giggles.
now, Jamie, now you're on the only podcast not worth listening to, Steve.
Hey, you know as well as I do. I have no bearing over what the Polak says.
No one
does. No one does.
And I don't know whether he knows what he means half the time, so never mind me.
So while we're on the subject, I'm guessing he meant our podcast.
I haven't got a clue. I'm just going off your password.
Mate, like I said, if their podcast is like serious, we're just some cunts like chatting absolute bollocks. Like if we're even on their lips, even if it's negative, like I'm in.
Yeah.
We're doing well.
Oh God, no!
These guys are the triceptor of followers. They are the fucking, the inner circle, the Illuminati of bodybuilding Instagram.
Well,
so if we're even on their lips,
as I said on the podcast, that was out the blue comment, but I think it's nice for people to have variety, and it's just nice to share the love. I think.
There you go. That's nice.
Even though what Cuba probably meant is the only podcast available to listen to from England.
Well,
we've got to listen to the Welsh.
We're Welsh, so we'll take that.
There you go.
I understand.
It's not really a bodybuilding podcast either.
It's not really a podcast.
And even Dan hates us. So
Scumbags. Bring back Ryan, where we can just hear about what supplements he takes for an hour and then leave.
I'm sure there's a couple of questions on this one.
Mate, fair play to Ryan though. He must.
OnlyFans has paid out really well.
Mate, he must jog round Dubai, like wherever anyone is. He must have like intel spies. Like, what? Larry Wheels is there. Hold on. And then just run to the gym and be like, selfie. Oh, good.
Arm wrestle.
Yeah. Oh, I heard Thor's here. Cool, let's see if he can smile. Obviously can't smile because he's like had a stroke. But anyway, we're running. Like, he must just be on his toes all the time. Must be exhausting.
I don't know how he does it. I think he's definitely got a PR manager, or he's just great at marketing himself.
He must do.
Maybe I should ring him up. He could be my new manager.
Yeah, he definitely. He's got a man that loads his plates now.
No way.
Yeah, he's got a man who loads his plates.
And then spots him on the hack squat from behind. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. But I thought that was only if you're a male PT, PTing females. I did see something amazing the other day. A guy spotting a woman doing deadlifts.
Yeah?
What, with this?
Yeah, like with the hook. Like, ugh, yeah. Pelvis.
That's not possible.
Well, I mean, they were close.
Safety first, Dan. Safety first.
Yeah, got safety first. I mean, the thing about the deadlift is you can just drop it on the floor. So you're not going to die. You'll be all right.
I think, just going back to Ryan, I think he's £400 now. He's changed his name by default to Ryan Kovacs.
That was
going back to the UK again.
One of the questions we had was about you and Ryan.
I did notice, yeah.
What was the question? I can't remember what the question was. Let me just check.
I think one of the questions was, are you heavier than Ryan yet? And,
That's just no, never.
That's just sadly not. So I don't think I'll ever achieve that mass. I think he's got an exoskeleton. He must have had a car crash when he was young, and his parents didn't tell him that his skeleton's made from lead.
Yeah, it must be. Your dog's gonna ape shit as well. I've been doing training with my dog where I've had to have a slack line, and the slack line just gets covered in fucking. It's horrendous.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but he did like literally run up to a stranger and just rip the arm off his jacket not that long ago. So you had to like buy this guy a new jacket.
Maybe keep him on that leash.
Yeah, he needs to be on a leash for a little bit. He's just getting excitable. Mate, I tell you what though, his testicles are massive. I'm well envious. Mine are like little shriveled raisins, and he's got these.
Lacing his food with HCG.
Yeah, mate. This dog does not need the Diana ball I was saving him.
Yeah. Just come back to see how you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were talking whilst playing Call of Duty, and there were some interesting things which came up, and and some of the questions were up. You obviously like closed your gym. I want to see the pad actually. Show me this pad. You got the mega.
There we go.
Who's better, a cod then?
Mate, 100%, Jamie.
That was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah, 100%.
Sam, our friend Sam Bollins is a powerlifter. I don't know if you know, but
yeah.
He's a lot better. He takes it a lot more seriously, but he does let it affect him a lot as well. I think that
he pulls
the trade-off is I'm not as good, but I still enjoy it. I'm sure Sam's had some sleepless nights over this kind of shit. Here's controlling.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh
They've
shit.
got these paddles on the back, look down.
Mate, oh fucking hell.
And these are like, you know, those normally press all the way in.
Oh yeah, they're just little click. Okay.
Little clicks.
That's how you're getting that speed on the semi-autos.
There you go. It's like
I thought you just had the cleanse shakes, to be honest.
I know. Well, that's even better when you're on clip.
Does fucking help. Yeah, no, Sam like basically starts giving it like 10-4, I'm on your 6, wayside, stand down. He's like fucking proper into it. You got to fall in line, soldier. This is your officer commander. Yeah, he's like flat out. And then if he loses, he's like, yeah, glitch. Oh, he's like, oh, fucking hackers, fucking hackers.
The guy who actually does on YouTube is hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't know his name. He goes in on it and everyone's just pissed himself.
See the one where he goes online and then he pretends to be like an African soldier, and then the guys like basically fuck him off, give him loads of shit, and then he finds their phone number through the IP address and phones their house, and they like have a fucking meltdown, and you can hear the mic on the PlayStation still on whilst they're like, "Mom, this guy's gonna kill us." Horrendous.
No way.
Yeah, amazing.
Ridiculous.
So
I'm better than you, Dan. But as I said earlier, it's always good to have someone who's shit on your team because you get in a better lobby because they skill match you.
That's the only reason that me and Jamie are friends. Is I can skill match him into shitter games, so we have a more chance of winning.
There you go. Job done.
And that's one of the reasons why Jamie's packing on the size, because he's carrying Dan around all the time as well.
Yeah.
I need a bigger back, so I'm just like
revive me.
Build the erectors.
Yes. Build the erections.
And those as well.
I'm in the same boat as Cuba. If I bought a fucking console, I couldn't trust myself to not stay on it all night, so that's why I haven't bothered.
Yeah, it is. I think as bodybuilders, we have addictive personalities. I have to come off it some nights when I could probably stay on a few more hours. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. In lockdown, it's gave me something to do, but then sometimes probably detracted away from work a little bit. But saying that, I don't know. I was speaking to my missus the other day. I've said this quite openly to clients that I don't advertise as a coach because my client level is something I'm happy with, because I feel like I have a nice work and personal goal balance. So I put enough time into my work as I need to, and enough time into my clients as they're happy with. And I'll never overload that side of it because I know that will detract away from my own goals. And at the minute, they need to take very much priority if I'm going to get to the Olympia and achieve certain things we'll probably speak about later on. I feel like in the industry at the minute, too many people overload themselves with stuff that they perhaps don't need to yet, that can come later in life, and end up being this jack of all trades, master of none, which is some category that I don't want to fall into.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think-
also your quality dips. You take too many,
Yeah.
you know, there's obviously a correlation between that, and also you can hate it. I don't advertise. I have very, very limited clients, but I keep mine like 10, 12 max because I've got a job.
Yeah.
If I like tried to do more, then I'd just be like, yeah, I want to know, like, yeah, I find it like it must be hard to track everyone because when like someone texts me, I'm like, cool, like see their face immediately or whatever. I don't have to like check. I think if I had to have like a database and stuff, it would take up too much and feel a bit. I've got enough students where I do that. You've got 200 students I see a week. You know, sometimes I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I have to like log on and try and find out who they are.
I think the hard thing is for some people is they see the pound signs and they realise that, fucking hell, you can earn quite a decent living off doing this, off a computer, off social media.
Yeah.
And they just get greedy. There's no other way to put it. It's just greed.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the teaching wage isn't exactly one to push the boat out for. And I spent 50 grand training to do it. And
It was that guy, wasn't it, a few years ago, who got called out because he had like a team of people writing diets for him.
Yeah.
And she, like one of the women that was working for him, or I think it was like his ex-girlfriend, like kind of ratted him out. And he literally didn't put his hands to any of their diets. He just had other people writing them. Like,
I need this. Ryan Crowley's going to be doing that next. He's going to have people putting his weights up, doing his things, putting his COVID masks on, washing his balls, living it up. Don't knock it. I know as well, like this Dubai thing as well. Like now the media, like I watched like the actual TV the other day, which I don't do because it's just filled with shit.
Yes.
But there was like basically now there's this witch hunt for people enjoying themselves. Like how dare people go to Dubai and have fun? I'm not having fun. So like
I have a view on this, and I think everyone can have a view, and it's not right or wrong. I think that's one of the problems at the minute, that anyone who's got a view is wrong in other people's eyes. You know, that's a crazy thing at the minute. Everyone's out for one another, which is a bad thing. But I do feel as though, as an individual, you need to possess a certain amount of morality and feeling towards other people at the minute that perhaps haven't got the ability to go on holiday or train. So for me, using myself as an example, I'd just make better choice. If I was going to Dubai, I'd just perhaps not put as much on my story because of compassion, nothing else, you know.
Yeah,
instead of like every morning when you wake up having a panning picture.
Yeah, I just think it's rubbing in people's faces a little bit too much, in my personal opinion. I've got nothing against people going out there, but just be a bit mindful of what's going off in the world.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would create a better balance because like everyone like this like now this like witch hunt for like you know, it was directly at like Instagrammy like influencers and stuff. Like they built their whole life so that they could have ultimate freedom.
Yeah.
You know? And there has to be something said for that. Like they are able to do it. And I don't hate them for it. That's cool. I've got a job. I'm not going fucking anywhere. But yeah, you're right. I probably wouldn't be smearing it in other people's faces, especially like trying to sell it as motivation. Whereas for everyone here, it's the opposite. It's completely demotivating to see someone like be like, yeah, fucking, we're in this together, smash it and stuff. It's like, we're not. I'm here. I'm doing training with like a Evian bottle. Like, that's not the same. Like,
that's it. And I think you just have to have that mindset that, okay, I'm lucky, I'm fortunate to be in whatever position I'm in, but other people aren't. It's a very sensitive world at the minute. Let's just act with a bit of sensitivity. That's it.
It is a sensitive world. I mean, but that's what's fucking shit about this lockdown is that, I mean, I generally don't really like people or like in small doses, do you know what I mean? But in the lockdown, I'm actually not being forced, like, no, you will see no one apart from that woman who moved in and the dogs, it's not worked in the way that it maybe could have, where we like miss each other and that connection and energy transference and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone's a cunt if they're not doing what I'm doing. Like it's had the opposite like effect. First it was the mask, so we wear the masks so that we can't communicate. Is this person smiling at me? Are they dogging me up? You know, seeing people in the supermarket and they're like waving at me and I'm like, I'm not waving at you. I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like removing all the connections, and everyone's just, rather than going, this is really weird, it's removing all my connections. Maybe I'll bring someone up and pretend I like them. It's just like, everyone's a cunt. How dare they?
It might even cause problems afterwards. You never know. You know, people might have social issues.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
Going back out into the
Let's not pretend like Dan didn't already have social issues.
Yeah, yeah.
It's true.
That's it.
At least I was in control of them. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I could go up to them, mask off, and tell them to fuck right off.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
No, they just think that you're smiling at them and you can't.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, hi,
Yeah.
mate. Oh, no.
Take your glasses off, Dan. They'll
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
know then.
Bum ya.
Do you think our situation would be the same in the gym when everything goes back?
I think that no one should talk to anyone else in the gym anyway.
No, ideally, no.
I think
But-
that like there should be like some sort of COVID restriction where you can't even look at each other. That'd be great.
You're going to have, everything's going to be magnified, isn't it? You've got the people like Dan, who don't talk to anyone anyway, who are just going to talk to even less people than nobody. And then you're going to have the annoying people that come up to everyone that are extra annoying. So there's going to be fights cracking off, I think.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Or you can just close your gym and you don't have to deal with anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it is that.
this brings us on to the what I was interested in, and we did talk about it a little bit. But yeah, you closed your gym, but what does that mean?
It just means that it's like a bit of a, to give it some comparison, Flex Lewis has his Dragon's Lair in Florida, which is now in Vegas, but is now not private, it's open to the public, so maybe not a good comparison. Anyway, it's not open to the public. It's closed to the public. It's going to be used as a private facility for myself. When COVID is over, whenever that is, when it's less sensitive and I can actually advertise, I'll probably advertise a small niche membership at the gym, maybe 20 people, of like-minded individuals, bodybuilders, people who take the goals seriously, that find a benefit in training in an environment where you can solely focus without distraction, without Mary coming up to you asking about a diet plan, without Bob asking if you're going to use that machine for 10 more sets, or without Trevor being on the machine that you want to fucking use next. It just takes away all the bullshit of being in a gym surrounded by other people that perhaps don't take it as seriously as yourself. That coupled with the fact that the gym never earned me any money, it just kind of ticked over. So as a business entity, wasn't really a profitable business. And I'll take it back to the first lockdown last year, where that was the quite long one, 3-4 months, whatever it was, maybe a bit longer. But I had the opportunity then for the first time ever to train by myself. And I think later on, Josh joined in. Actually, after he was on his podcast, I reached out to him and said, I know you train at home. Do you want to train together? Quite well matched. I obviously know Josh from before. And it was just fantastic for training, fantastic for progress. The positives far weighed out the negatives. There wasn't really any negatives to it, if I'm honest, apart from the moral thing. And that was upsetting people, telling people who have trained at the gym for years that, sorry guys, I'm closing it after Christmas. And in 2021, it won't be open to the public. And that was before we knew about these lockdowns as well. It was a dead set plan that it was going to close, and this was going to be what I needed to do if I wanted to get to the Olympia this year and just progress as much as possible in the short time that I foresee that I've got left, which is probably 5 years. I didn't want to get to the end of the next 5 years and think, shit, I don't think I've achieved as much as I wanted to here. What if I close the gym? So it's one of those cheesy term, but live life without regrets and make hard decisions, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. That's black and white.
Yeah, but that's the rule of even just competing. If you get to a show and you lose, but you look back and you couldn't have done anything more, then it's just wait till next year. And I think that we're getting to the age maybe where we might do that with the whole life. Look back and go, fuck, I wish I'd have done that. People generally on their deathbed don't go, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah,
they go, I wish I would have done that. Like,
maybe we'll all say, oh man, I wish I went to Dubai in 2021 and plastered it on social media. I'm not sure about that one.
I get it though. Like I've enjoyed the whole training by yourself thing. through lockdown, and I've done something similar to you now. I found a premises, and it's a private members only thing between 6 of us. We managed to get a decent rate on.
We're all like co-owners then, I guess.
Yeah, and we've all agreed to put like $2,000 in or whatever on kit, and it's coming on quite nicely, you know. It's actually called Bash Bros Barbell Club, so
there you go.
Relevant.
I like it. I think it's definitely the future for people who are that invested in this sport, that they're not going to the gym for a social environment, you know, because for a lot of people it is a social affair. After work, meeting up with the lads at the gym. It's just when you're in this lifestyle, it's not that. And I'll be honest with you, after the first lockdown last year, when it did get open back up, the amount of anxiety I got from just thinking about going to the gym and being surrounded by people, asking me loads of questions about prep and stuff, even though they're being nice and they got an interest in my progress, it was a head fuck.
Yeah.
Did that kind of spark the idea then at that time? Yeah.
It is hard though, isn't it? Because when you're like you're like 3 weeks out or whatever, and you just want to stab yourself in the eyes, and people are coming over and they're asking, and like it's nice, like that they even give a shit what you're doing. But in your head, you're like, oh my god, just fucking disintegrate, you cunt. Yeah.
It's like, the same questions as well.
Like, you know, they're being nice, so you're like not saying anything, but you're just like, my god, just fucking dissolve. I don't fucking talk to me. Or what if someone pitched like the amount of time that they were out, even though they shouldn't know even who you are, like if it doesn't fucking, it's like they go, oh yeah, you look about 2 weeks out, and if you're like 1 week out, you're like, fucking what? They mispitch. What are you talking about, Steve?
Do you think you're going to be ready on time?
Yeah.
I knew John back in the day. His arms were massive.
Yeah, John.
Mine aren't. Thanks. Cheers, John.
Well, I had something similar. I bet it's a bigger scale for you, Jim, being, you know, one of the top UK guys. But like, I was in the gym training once, and I was in the middle of a deadlift, and I was at the top of the deadlift holding the bar. Yeah. And a guy walks over, John. And he put his hand in front of my face, and I'm looking at him, looking straight through him. So I'm trying to carry on through the set. Yeah. I stopped the set. I went, what the fuck do you want? He went, well, don't be so rude. I was like, you for fucking real?
Don't get it. They just don't get it. And the big thing was that you don't get where your head's at when you're 3 weeks out. You don't know that unless you've experienced it yourself. And I didn't like the fact that I was coming across a cunt to people and they couldn't understand why. So I just removed myself from the situation entirely.
I've liked training on my own. I've got my fucking shipping container with some bits in it or whatever. Yeah. Some loud music. Like, I'm into it. Fucking into it. I like dirty and nasty and grungy. Like, I like fucking shit. Like, you know, I'm not from a, like, Dubai as an example. Like, none of that, like, inspires me at all. To go to Dubai and, like, perfectly polished, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe
I can't see you training in Dominoes either.
I can't. Get banned. I would surely get banned.
In front of the banner.
I'll be a banner. But yeah, I don't know. That's not what I don't know. For me, like, training is like darkness out. Like, but it's like a powerful darkness. I don't know. Some people, you know, it's not. Well, not that I'm like Dorian, but Dorian was like, you know, Arnie's like in California with the girls and the you know and the like. Don't know. I never found Arnie inspiring. Never found any of that inspiring.
Do you know a big thing as well from being a gym owner was it really is a thankless task. Like, you buy £3,000 leg press and people will say, oh, I like the old one better. What, the one that was 30 years old and, you know, didn't have any stops on it? You couldn't get in it because it's too small. That one, that one. So now I have the ability, and this was a big factor in the decision, I have the ability to buy what I want, what I like, what will be best in my progress. And I have to think about less people. And people have said it's selfish. You know, when we closed the gym down, a lot of the members said, you've got to be selfish. And that was their nice way of saying that it's okay. You've got to be selfish. Well, is it selfish if the decision is not really just for myself? It's for my family, for my wife, for my kids, to make the most progress as possible so I can actually retire at 40 and have a future with finance. Is that selfish? I don't think it is. But that's their misunderstanding of me as a bodybuilder, well, I'm not a gym owner, I'm a bodybuilder. That's my job. People don't see bodybuilding as a job. But unfortunately, it is. It's a job. It's just like me going to my fucking office every day to train. So I think the level of understanding was a bit squiffed, but it is what it is. I had to take the flak, I had to be the bad man for a little bit. Probably still am in some people's eyes, but when I get on the Olympia stage, I hope that some of the people that perhaps hate me a little bit think, well, he was right. He did the right thing.
Yeah, but like, if it went the other way around and the gym was going down and you were in shithole, like, would they come and dug you out and help you out?
No, they wouldn't. Exactly. They'd be off
So, like,
on the next gym.
That's a two-way. You know, it is a two-way street, and like, yeah, like it is. Yeah, it's for you. It's for like, but it's yours. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
That's the bottom line. To be fair, if, like Trojan shut their gym, I would find somewhere else. It would be okay. Like,
I even weighed up, to be fair, because I didn't want the moral obligation of telling people I was closing the gym. I calculated how much it would cost to get a new unit, buy a new kit. The unit we've got is quite cheap on rent, so we would always pay more for the unit anyway elsewhere. We wouldn't get a larger size, it'd be smaller as well. And if you're going to kit out from afresh, you're looking easy, at least 30 grand, I would say.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
You know, dumbbells, a set of dumbbells.
Before lockdown. Like,
yeah.
Like post-lockdown's doubled.
Even if you get all your equipment, you've got to buy the weight. The weight is like extortionate. I've had people ask me, Jamie, you still any plates? I'm like, do you know how much these fuckers are worth? I'm taking these to my grave.
Yeah. Like, man, we've got
£4 a kilo or something stupid.
How much?
Like £4 a kilo, and people are selling it now.
We've got
that's cheap.
We've got literally cut discs, so they're not like nothing written on them, just cut discs. They're £2 a kilo. I remember not that long ago, a fucking Marcy set, brand new, was £2 a kilo.
I think the Rogue plates are £8 or £9 a kilo. You know, Ivanka or the proper Olympic lifting ones, you're paying over £10 a kilo.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Need to just cut steel.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of people making money out there cutting their own plates and selling them off.
I've seen that £2 a kilo. I've got fucking 10 of them.
Why not? Get it done.
Mate,
making dumbbells in plant pots. Thing is, how big's a plant pot got to be for like a set of 50 kilo dumbbells? It's going to be fucking massive, isn't it? Like, it's fucking big.
As long as it's the same on both sides, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy a leg press because I saw like Matt Tofton was selling a leg press for like 600 quid, and I was like, I reckon I could have a whip round or whatever. Like, we've got like 2 other people who are in on the unit and that, and then I thought, well, what am I going to put on it? Like, And then I thought, what if I put bins like filled with concrete, like turn the whole thing out, like put it in a bin with concrete in it, and then like another bin, and then I just thought, no, I'll probably just leave it.
Why don't you just get loads of bands, Dan? You like a band, don't you?
Oh, I love a band, mate. Like a brass band.
Your green ones on there?
On the top. No, like I have used bands, and I do think they've got a place, especially like as I'm like a bit older, like to like my strength curve, like the depth is like painful now rather than just a bit less. I don't know. I just like it is what you like, and I don't know. I'd never really thought about bands. Hadn't even come into my brain for like 10 years, and then when I started finding like my knees like getting a bit, then I'd usually reverse band stuff. So you do a lot of stuff like on the squat press, you'll band it. So it's because the squat press is already curved anyway because it's harder at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a disgusting machine. So it's not making it even more disgusting.
Yeah, so you've made it like ultra disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm usually just like if I'm using a like the pendulum or whatever, which is new to me. I don't use it that much.
Yeah,
like I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's new. Yeah, I'll try it. It's okay. Yeah. Then I'll like reverse band it so the deeper I get, just takes a little touch out of it. Just save my old knees. Because the last thing I need is a fucking lower body injury. I'll tell you that. I'd rather tear a fucking pack off.
Yes.
Like the last thing if I had like a big tear, it's over. It's literally over.
I'll be honest with you, my knees are hurting that much on the hack squat. I'm thinking every week, is this the week?
Oh God, no, don't say that, man.
So I'm contemplating at the minute, just setting a weight that I believe is heavy enough to do some crazy shit and make it work.
The hack squat. I remember when Zach Khan snapped his patella.
Why are we talking about this? This is not.
No. I remember I was doing something stupid. I was only young. I had like 10 plates aside on the fucking hack squat.
Yeah.
And like that week, Zach Khan only had like 5 or 6 on there, and he pinged them both at the same time. Like immediately, I was like, right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like fucking no more.
See, I can't back squat with a barbell because of my lower back. I can leg press, but I don't want to just confine myself to leg press.
Was it not because you're too massive?
Yeah, too massive.
I mean, my mobility is quite shit, but I remember I was doing a squat set, and I kind of like I get a little like fucking raptor claw on it or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I went down. I don't know what happened, but the bar slipped, and I literally like fucking damaged all the tendons in both my forearms. Like, and then that was it. Squatting was over because I couldn't fucking hold it forever. And I still got tendonitis from it, where I just shaved the fuckers in half.
Yeah.
So that's
like a good squat, to be fair.
Huh?
I did used to like a good squat.
I used to be all right at squatting. Did fuck all for my legs though.
Yeah, see, people are different. I think one of the reasons my legs are big is because of squatting, but. You know, let's compare someone. Ben Chow can play 7-plate squat, but he said himself that his legs don't grow from it. So it really is just a case of biomechanics and what works for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, I felt like I could squat like 310 or whatever, or like 280 for 6 or something, or like, and even when I brought the weights down, I'd do like 220 into 20 zones, but like it just didn't. I don't know, it was the explosive nature of it or something. It just, there was no bearing. Like the stronger I get, I didn't get bigger. And then when I switched to just like leg press and hack and getting really deep in the hack and like, and all that sort of stuff, although my legs aren't great, they improved like exponentially. And I think I was potentially loading the back a bit more than I could have done.
That's the problem with like squats and deadlifts. Your body becomes very efficient at doing the easiest way for you.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously on a hack squat, you're pinned to a backpack.
There's no option.
There's nothing else you can do. Whereas on like a barbell squat, you can hinge at the hips and stuff like that. So
I tell you what I have been doing for people that don't have a lot of weight at home. I picked up a strength shop safety bar. It was about 200 quid, which isn't cheap, but for a bar for what they're fucking charging at the moment, it was pretty decent. And obviously you can clasp at the top. Now, if I go down and literally keep my chest up and make sure I don't pull down on them and lean forward, like I can get like a real high, like fucking straight on the quads. Nice. Can't get that heavy, but yeah, if you're looking for a bar and you're seeing them for 600 quid and you want to do some squats, strength shop, I think it was like 205 quid. Like,
are we going to see some leg gains then, Dan? Are we?
Well, don't fucking know. I've got a hack in the unit as well. Dean White lent me one from his gym because he's moving to a new unit, so he's got 2. So he very kindly lent me his, and then I've got some. I'm going to do my fucking best because I'm competing this year. I don't give a fuck. I've not got long to do what I need to do. I'm probably not going to reach the level that the giant is, but I've got my own goals. I still want to hit it to the end. So I haven't got time to waste the fucking season. That's why I got the fucking unit. I put every fucking penny I had into a shipping container because I can't waste a year.
I think that's the attitude you've got to have at the minute, though, isn't it? You've got to have the attitude that things are still going to happen. Because if you haven't got that attitude, what's the point in doing anything? And that's the attitude you'd end up having, isn't it? What's the point?
Well, it's the same like your year last year. You could have written it off easily.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
You've gone and made like a massive platform for yourself now. It was your best years yet, isn't it? So
I think people this year, to be fair, have an even harder task than I had last year because we're starting the year off with the lockdown. Last year there was mumblings in February, and then March it was off, and then the whole year was kind of off and on. But now we're off from the start, so people are probably thinking, well, this year there's no point. Let's just stop it now and save ourselves lost time, energy, and money. But I think that's definitely the wrong attitude to have. And like Dan says, this year's got to happen. We are competing. Just get yourself some goals set and just go with it, because if that's going to keep your mind positive or more positive than it can be, it's worth it.
Well, I think like obviously like some people don't have the options for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? And like I'm not saying that, but like I'm not plush or nothing. Like I did without to make this thing fucking happen. Like
I'm not plush or nothing.
I'm not a baller. Like,
I'm not plush or nothing.
He sold his combine harvester.
See, when I'm on the podcast, I try and speak like properly, but sometimes I dip in a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the corner.
So I'm trying to like hold it down a bit. But yeah, I think that I'm so fucked off with it that I can use it.
Yeah.
And I reckon I can use like rather than COVID, I'm gonna cut up with like fuck you COVID, I'm gonna smash your cunt in, yeah, and then you'll see. Well, I'm gonna make you fucking pay for it. I'm almost thinking like the thing that I'm resonating as well. Come on, see. What the fuck is going on?
He don't like COVID either.
Yeah.
Age preaching.
Hey, in the fucking room. Get rid of them. Don't give a shit. Take them somewhere else.
Babs, come here.
Yeah, like the thing that resonates in my head is I don't really care about them in Dubai, but the thing that resonates in my head is Dorian saying like, look at them in California in the sun on the beaches having the fun, and I'm here trudging through the fucking snow in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, that gets me. That's enough for me, and I can get to this container where it was snowing today, and I've got fucking icicles on the ceiling, and I'm not thinking, oh, it's bad. I'm thinking, yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
No, there's something very motivating about that environment and attitude that you possess. Not everybody has that, and that's the beauty of this sport. It's the mental strength that will carry people through years like this and competition preps.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like the whole COVID thing and being locked in and stuff, and like is shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose like I'm not trying to downplay it. I know loads of people are struggling and stuff, and I'm not trying to downplay it all and stuff. And I have times where I just want to burst into tears myself. It's not happening now. I've just got an itchy eye. But but I'm just not having it. I'm not having it. COVID, I'm not having it. Fucking whatever. Vaccine. I think the vaccine's going to be like when you fucking buy growth and it's fake. It's just HCG. It's just nothing. Just fucking put some water in you, earn a few bazillions, and just fucking give it to me. I'll go out. I'll get COVID. I don't give a shit. Like, actually, I mean, I did have COVID, and some people get fucked up. I wasn't fucked up by it. Well, I apparently had COVID. I might not have had COVID, assuming the test is like 40% accurate. But I had something that made me feel a bit wank, and then I got a test, and someone told me to like sit down for a minute. Yeah. And so I did that.
I'm annoyed. I didn't have a test, so I don't know if I've got it or not. But I didn't want to become a statistic. No. I was ill before Christmas, and I still can't smell anything, so maybe I did have it, but I was just fine. No, like a cold symptom thingy. But
that might have been from your catastrophic failure of a cheat day.
Yeah, probably lost.
Possibly, yes, possibly.
I did think of you yesterday because I'm really shit at eating loads, and me and Ellis basically shared a Papa John's. Actually, it was like Ellis was going, "Should we get Papa John's or should we get?" And I was like, "I don't really eat pizza because it gives me the shit, so I'm going to get it's Christmas." And and I was like, "Well, the Giant says Papa John's, so it must be decent or whatever." Like. Yeah, mate, I thought of you like eating that huge pizza, and I must have eaten half the pizza. I was fucked. Like absolutely on the sofa, fucked.
You train yourself up for that shit.
Huh?
You need to train yourself up for that shit, but you cannot train yourself up for what I did. It's impossible.
Well, I only ate half a pizza. Surely that's the beginning stage. That 4-stone ginger cut.
Papa John's pizzas, I find, give me bad guts, and I'm all right with Dominoes, so...
Oh, really? Well, there you go. Yeah, mate, I was a fucking flaming Pucano this morning.
I'll be honest with you, right? I think it depends on the Papa John's. It depends on the Dominoes, because these motherfuckers recently, obviously they're all franchised. So depending on who's owning the franchise, I got one in Ilkeston, which is where my gym is, which is my loyal Papa John's dealer.
Yeah.
Go to him for my bits. Sorts me out every time. There's one opened up where I live because the one near the gym isn't in delivery distance, so I always used to go and get it and bring it back home. Long story short, this is where I live, so I thought I'll try the new one because they deliver it to the house. Dog shit.
Oh.
That really upset me. So I've been having Dominoes, which is in delivery distance, which is like goods. So yeah, on air, perhaps saying that now I know why people are favouring Dominoes. Sometimes it's perhaps they just got a good one near the house.
That's more consistent. See, it's a science. It's a science.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of this, but now some view. I didn't know it was a franchise. Terrible news.
But was the pizza nice then?
The pizza was nice on the way in.
What did what did you have on the pizza?
Well, I had some meat resurrection, or whatever, like
a bit of everything.
Double pepperoni,
meaty erection,
a meaty erection inside, and then had stuffed crust.
Nice.
And some dip, but not the dip that's like butter.
Yeah.
Like the dip that's like the garlic. Right, don't know the other one.
I'm having a pizza tonight, to be fair.
I'm feeling like I need to eat a pizza again now, like from Dominoes.
You can finish the other half off you failed to.
Yeah, obviously Ellis did that, and if I hadn't,
so Alice ate the same as you.
Hey, Ellis, do you know any women?
Yeah, true.
Like, mate, I don't know what it is about the vagina people, but they don't have a limit. There isn't like a limit. There's you look at them and then you're like,
people.
mate, I don't know. Like, I've had a few girlfriends in my life, and all of them, are you going to eat that? That's what it is. Are you going to eat that? They are a bottomless pit of hormones, and I think just the estrogen eats all the pizza for them. It's fucking nuts.
Maybe they release like GHRP6 when the time of the month.
Yeah, it must be.
Drip feeding it.
It must be, but obviously afterwards, I feel all right about eating a pizza, and then most of the time, the vagina people go into some sort of whirlwind of depression.
Yeah.
I can't believe I ate a pizza. I'm going to wake up and fat. They start weighing themselves and weeing lots.
Oh dear.
Whereas I'm just like,
fucking true.
Mate, it's fucking true. Isn't it? That's what they do. Even my mum. It's not just like a girl thing. Even my mum. My mum's like, you buy her some chocolates for Christmas. She'll like you for 5 minutes. She's eating all the fucking chocolates, and now you're a cunt for buying her chocolates.
Yeah.
It's not even a young person thing. Mum's the same.
No damn fault.
Yeah. Sorry, Mum. You're getting Clen for Christmas.
Take these.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I find with women, though. You can't give them diet pills because you try and tell them, like, say, for example, a woman wants to take T3, which they shouldn't anyway.
No one should take 3 as far as I'm concerned.
Say somebody says, all right, take, 25 micrograms. A woman's like, oh, this works. I'll take 100. That's what I tend to find is that they.
There's still like create a vision of me where you get a girlfriend and you're like, you're all right, but maybe you should take these. And you lock them in a cage, shape them into your perfect woman, and then bury them under the floorboards.
Is this a plan?
I don't know. I just couldn't help thinking if like Johnny's in some sort of Fitzel sort of base setup with a.
No. Actually, my girlfriend sat on the sofa listening to us and chuckling away while we're talking. So
she's a sick girl. She's laughing at this.
She's still with you. I'm
also our only female viewer.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Anyway, let's get some questions.
Right. So first question.
What's in the drink?
Who's your favorite Welsh person?
That's a great question.
This came from your videographer, obviously.
I'm going to say Jay Davis on a recording day. Favourite Welsh bodybuilder is obviously Flex Lewis. That's a no-brainer. But yeah, Jay, you're my favourite, mate.
What about Tom Jones?
I don't know. Mum's favourite.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
The next one, what's the plan after bodybuilding for you?
Ooh.
So, plan after bodybuilding. I had a Facebook Live with my team that I coach this morning. I do it every Sunday. I actually got asked this question on there, so I'm prepared for it. But I want to be functionally fit. I don't want to be at the state I am now.
Well, we've seen what happens to Brad Rowe when he did that, so...
Oh, yeah. I'll try and ease my way in. But, I want to... I've said this time before, I want to kind of live my life backwards. I have goals at the minute that take me away from being the best parent possible, the best husband possible. That will come later on. There's things and shit I need to get done first. I want to be able to run around with the kids on the park and all that shit. Probably won't want to run around with me by that point, but I still want to be able to run.
You just be turning up whilst they're drinking cider on benches. Like, people are like, come on, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Now's my time.
I mean, that annoying dad that, like, oh, Dad, don't, no. But I do want to be fitter. That's the main thing. I want to be lighter and fitter. So I'm guessing 18, 19 stone fit giant after 40. I'm still training, but it'd be more like, I think, a CrossFit style training, bodybuilding.
What about the WWE?
Yeah.
I've been told for that shit. I've been asked before, but I've been told for that.
Yeah, like
Acting?
Definitely got to get into film.
Possibly, yeah. So business-wise, the plan is I want to create as much of a name for myself as possible in the next 5 years. So this year, my goal is to get to the Olympia. I already have 2 points on the board, so I've got to start. I'm not one of these that says I'm only going to go to the Olympia if I get a win. Fuck that shit. If you go to the Olympia, you go to the fucking Olympia. That's going to do a massive, massive amount for status, profile, business. So who the fuck wouldn't want to go? I just think it's stupid. I think it's idiotic to say that because all the people that are in bodybuilding do have a business mindset at this level. I'm sure they do. There's probably a minority that don't. But anyway, when I go to Olympia, I'm already kind of trying to forge certain things to allow me to have a business to fall back on after I stop competing, which is going to be about 40. So the coaching business, I see me being able to put even more time and effort into that and be better at that and charge more money with more experience, more status. Clothing, I'm selling at the minute, but I want that to become, grow that over the next 5 years. So it's quite a big line of clothes that get shipped out worldwide. And basically do what I do now, but just not compete. Be seen as somebody within the industry that people can trust, people can rely on. Because I've always tried to be honest. I've gave people honest information on podcasts, coaching, whatever I do. I'll give people factual, honest information, which is something that's hard to come by in this industry. As we know, people like to lie about little things like their fucking weight and what they take. And I just don't see the issue and point in doing that. So after 40, I'll still be the same guy, but I'll still be involved very much in the industry. And maybe there will be a trip or living situation in America with some acting. Who knows? I'm just one of these people that like to think of the future as very open and never say never to anything.
Yeah,
multiple possibilities.
I was just going to become a crackhead.
Again,
yeah.
Again, yeah.
The second time's always more fun.
I think last year, I'm sorry to talk so much. I am the guest, but please keep coming to me. Not the missus, unfortunately. But last year, I feel like kind of made an entrance to the pro bodybuilding scene. More people definitely know who I am. This year, I think I'll be good enough to take that a level further. And in the next 5 years, be at the stage where I'll be top 5 Olympian. So I think I will carry some form of, let's use this word, legacy forward. So that's the plan. Is fucking make this name something that lasts. I want people to look at that lat spread in 40 years' time and say, the giant lat spread was the best one I've ever seen. Because it's going to get better.
What is going on here? Sorry, the dog's like, oh God. They came in here, I thought they'd been calm, but Abe like saw a shoelace and shat himself. Such a pussy.
Is that
Sorry, I feel like I've been into a motivational speech. That's great. I was a bit depressed because I wasn't even planning on surviving to 40. But
sorry, 40.
Did you hear about Boston Lloyd? Obviously, we were going to have Boston was going to be a guest on our podcast over Christmas. We just didn't make it because of the time difference and that.
Yeah.
But, obviously, he must have known that he had kidney failure before that.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's really surprised, are they?
No. Was it clickbait that he's got liver failure, or was it the early signs of potential liver failure?
Is it liver or kidneys?
It was kidneys.
Kidneys, sorry, kidneys.
Kidneys.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If you look at the actual stories now, he said he's gone to the medical professional with his blood results, and they've said, "Oh, we'll test you in a few weeks." So that it doesn't quite ring true, does it?
That sounds like just going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like,
What
if you go
confused me was the creatinine level that he was on about when it was below 2 or below 6. Well, if you look at the score we test things on, the creatinine score is in the hundreds. So I think they must use a different measurement. So I didn't understand how bad that was.
No, yeah, I was in the same boat as you. I didn't quite understand trying to interpret it, but they were making it sound like it was really bad. But something didn't quite ring true with it to me. And you are right. Part of me was thinking, is this just him trying to make his name relevant again?
Well, I'm not going to slag him off too much because maybe he'll come on, talk about his dead kidneys.
I think it was interesting how Dave was trying to make him say the right thing, in the sense that
that failed.
Are you going to change your ways now you've got this information? He basically said, "No, not really."
He's like, I'm still running. He's still running gear whilst in renal failure.
Yeah. But I think as a person, I know he likes to be outspoken and stuff, but I have spoke to him a few times, and he seems like a decent guy, and I think he's grown up a lot than the Boston Lloyd people perhaps associate with when you hear the name.
Well, he was going to come on the podcast because him and Ryan have some sort of rivalry going on by the looks of things.
Oh, man.
He just calls people out.
What was it? What did he nickname him? I can't remember now. Big Spill.
He has someone called
the Big Spill.
Spill Viz, which usually the Spill Viz, but he gave the Spill Viz to Ryan. I thought it was mean because Ryan's soft, really, but
like inside and out.
Yeah, but you just open yourself up for things when you lie about your weight. I don't care what he says. I've messaged him personally and asked him, and he's lied to me on the DM as well. And he claims that his fucking weight is true. Last time, actually, he said when he made the claim on the podcast that time of being 327 or something stupid, he said that it was following a night of 7 Chick-fil-A's. So, okay, maybe that's put 27 pound on your stomach. I'm not sure. But when he claimed 305 stage weight, that's big. That's what we. I'm going to be honest on the podcast. I've spoke to other people about this, so sorry, Ryan. But what we've said is, if I was 305 pounds and looked like that, I'd be embarrassed to say I was 305 pounds because I don't look 305 pounds. Maybe 280, but who fucking knows? We've not seen the scales, have we? I want to see a video of him getting on the scale.
He did make a video, but it panned to his feet, and he maybe clung on to like the door frame, like pushed down, don't he?
Wait a minute, I'm going to get on the scale.
In the middle. He's
I mean,
always there.
when I'm bulking, I'm not completely truthful because I will hold in a wee.
Yeah.
I'll hold in a wee.
Yeah, you
Rush down the stairs to take it.
I'll weigh in before I have a wee. If I'm dieting, I'm fucking bleeding that shit dry.
Yeah. If you're busting for shit, you weigh before you shit when you're bulking, and then you weigh after you've had a shit when you standard.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? We all know as bodybuilders, the weight we use is a morning weight. Naked, you're allowed your pants on if you want. That's not going to change things too much. But you're naked and you're fasted.
Well, the studs on my pants.
Fully clothed with Timberland boots on and a fucking pizza in their arm. 7 litres of water drunk and 6th meal of the day.
Well, we don't know what his OnlyFans is like. It might be like big cock rings and stuff. He might have like his testicles pierced. With I've seen some stuff on the internet. A few pounds could go on there.
I think it's let's try and see if I can actually fit a Gimp mask on my head.
You probably got that off Wish.
Let's see if I can zip it up.
Two.
Mate, I'd pay for that. that is worth all types of money.
I'm only joking. Ryan seems like a very nice guy.
Ryan is.
He didn't lie.
No, but he is though. Realistically, he hasn't got a bad bone in his body. He hasn't.
He's a nice guy. He is a nice guy.
But he just opens himself up to a bit of a jab. That's all.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him on the Boston Lloyd thing because he would have been upset about that, and we poked fun at him, but I want it back from him really. But like, yeah, I don't, I like Ryan. He's just, it's too easy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's too easy.
He's only young, man.
To be fair, like, what is he now? 21. He's like literally 21. So
21.5.
I had nothing figured out.
Was that a lie as well?
Do you reckon he's 45? Shit, that'd be a spanner, wouldn't it?
The thing is, if I was 21 and I was as big as him and as good as he is at his age, I wouldn't fucking lie about a thing, because it's impressive as it is. The reason why he gets flack is because it's obvious lies. Like, I train with Josh. Josh is 340 pounds in his off season. I weighed myself this morning. I was 323 pounds. So I think we're both good advocates of weight references. He's 3 inches shorter. He was in decent condition, and he was claiming a morning weight at one stage of like 320. I'm like, motherfucker, why don't you just be honest?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's like my height, and it put him, like, his stage weight was like 30 pounds over mine or something. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not enormous, but it didn't make sense. But enough about Ryan. Let's hear more about you. What are the questions
we got?
What are the plans for this year now? Obviously, you want to make it to the Olympia. So have you put a show date down, or is it just like a rough, and then just see where you are?
I've looked at the calendar. The first shows that I want to be targeting, if I'm allowed to travel, is Chicago in July, which is quickly followed by Vancouver, and then Portugal. All those 3 shows are in July. So that's what I'm aiming for. I think it's about 22 weeks away from July, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like I've even had an off season yet. And I'm thinking about doing a 16-week prep. So potentially 6 weeks more of just eating and training a surplus, and then we'll start to trim things back.
Do you need a 16-week prep though? You look still pretty lean.
Yeah.
At the minute, but I'm going to push things a bit over the next 6 weeks, so it might not be as lean. I think 16 weeks is a nice time frame mentally to know that you've not just got to fucking dive bomb into the prep. Yeah. The first 4 weeks might just be literally changing small things. Not that I'm not consistent anyway, but being ultra consistent with things. And adjusting the mindset to being in prep as well. So then you've probably got 12 weeks hard, less fucking at it.
Yeah, I do 20. I like a slow steam in, come in nice and early, and then try and put your feet up. It's something that I never used to do. It was like 12 weeks, turn it over, diet starts Monday, death.
Yeah.
Doing stupid shit. But since working with Amph, don't want to say, like, it's actually been, my last prep's been much easier than the ones I did with myself, where you're second guessing yourself, or you're sat at home and you're like, oh, I feel hungry. Fuck you, I'm going to punish you for being hungry. I'm going to do an hour's cardio.
Yeah.
I do shit like that to myself.
I had a client in March, and he was hungry this week. Not going to name his name, but he's definitely deserving of his pro card in men's physique. He's at that level. He was hungry this week, so he had 3 apples in between his meals. And you can imagine my reaction. That's not somebody who wants his pro cards. So he had a bit of telling off, bless him. And I'm sure he won't do it again.
What an awful choice as well.
I know, yeah. Apples, come on, man.
Just go, yeah, but it's good sugars. Fuck off. I fucking hate that. Oh, but it's good fats, isn't it? Oh, yeah, cool. Just eat 17 avocados. It'll be fine. Stupid cunts. Not fucking Snickers. I don't get it. So I said, fuck the biscuits. They don't exist. If I'm on prep, they don't exist. I'm like, how do you not eat a biscuit? There's no biscuits.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I don't. But that goes to the thing as well. Like, if he loses now, he could look back and go, I ate the apples. Probably
Yeah.
didn't make an impact, but I'd fucking die if I knew that.
Yeah.
And
More
what even
importantly-
worse, if he does win, he'll think, oh, I probably could have had 6 apples.
Yeah.
Oh, just, it's a fucking whirlwind now. It's fucked.
Can't win.
Sack him off, Jamie. He's a fucking rogue. He's a rogue. Just get rid of him. He's a troublemaker. Send him to me. I'll sort him out.
I'll drop him over later.
Or if when he
Spider-Man.
gets to stage and he's not happy with his condition and he calls you out for it, you can always reference the 3 apples.
You can
Oh, they're blueprinted now.
They're
You
fucking-
can't get away with that shit.
reference the podcast. It's time stamped.
Yes.
Think tank.
It's actually
The first of Jan.
it's not time stamped.
Shut up,
I
Johnny.
haven't got time for that shit.
Someone asked me.
No,
why
it's
don't you
timestamped.
timestamp
Look
the
at-
podcast. I was like, motherfucker, how much time do you think I got?
You
Like
want
I
to
said on the last one.
try having fucking Dan on your podcast,
What are you
right?
talking about? They did have me on the podcast.
Yeah, once, but and you were on best behavior. So the best will in the world, Dan. Editing this podcast is no easy task.
Look, all right, sometimes I say some stuff. Sometimes it's allowed to go out, sometimes it's not. It's- I'm the kind of guy that had to be genuinely worried when PlayStation said they were going to start recording the chats.
No.
I was like, I'm going to get the terror police just abseiling into my bungalow.
Yes.
And we've got a timestamp. Look, because Jamie's got his clock in the background.
There you go. I was
Cool.
trying to
There's
work
an
out.
alibi. So if anyone wants to murder someone now, pretend your screen freezes, just run out, double tap into the head, run back. Alibi.
Gone.
What's the next question?
Is it true that licking shoes gives you massive gains? And are you going to miss your toilet check-ins when you move? I don't know why somebody thinks you're moving.
What shoes?
Well, apparently just is it licking shoes in general, I guess.
Oh, licking shoes. Sorry, yes. This
Yeah,
is
it's
in reference to
stepping
my YouTube. But when you get a new pair of trainers, you have to lick the sole.
Oh, I saw that. Big Pun did that in like cribs.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's a thing. Otherwise they're not fresh enough. You got to be willing to lick the soles of your feet. Otherwise,
Lick the sole.
you don't.
Definitely.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're not a bad man. Who doesn't do that? Since Big Pun told me to.
You know what I mean? The only thing is, I think I've gone to a size 12 because it does make your feet more anabolic.
No,
So outgrowing all my trainers, I've got to buy more.
that'll be why. Mine's
That's
just.
a long lick now, isn't it? Full size 12.
That's it. That's a long lick. I don't know if the girl will watch the podcast, so I don't know what to say, but a girl tagged me in a story and she licked the sole of the new trainer. And it's quite disturbing.
I saw it, I think.
In a way that it was kind of a sexual thing. And I thought,
She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing.
She knows what's going on.
Yeah, I want to lick your trainer. I don't know.
Was she looking at the camera while she did it as well?
Yeah, it's like a...
Oh, no.
Cheeky wink at the end, or?
Yeah, a little wink. No, not really. I was right. This brings up the end of that question. Brings up a point. So, I'm renting at the minute, but we're looking to buy a house in a few months' time. So that's where that question's come from. And I currently have an outside toilet, which people seem to be surprised at that we have outside toilets in the UK, but they're from the 60s or whatever.
No, I've got one.
Yeah, so they're a nice thing to have because you just run out to the toilet and you don't have to fucking... Now they've done the silly thing and brought the downstairs toilet inside, which is just stupid, isn't it? Like, why do you want to be warm and go to the toilet? But as bodybuilders, I think we have a different kind of list when we're buying a new home. So normal people might think road links, schools, all that kind of shit that normal people fuss about. Well, I want to have a big bathroom so I can have a massive bath. I want to have a huge kitchen so I'm not fucking crashing elbows with the kids and the missus when I'm cooking. Not that I cook very much. And it's got to be close to the gym. And the fourth thing, and most importantly, it's got to be able to get Virgin Fibre Wi-Fi, because playing the fucking Call of Duty on the PlayStation on the internet is fucking wank without it. So there you go. That's my list for buying a new home.
Addled him.
Why did you buy
You were addled him.
because of the internet?
Yeah, when Pornhub keeps buffering, it's really annoying. Joking. I mean, this is listening.
Right, next one. What was it? The ultimate goals or competitions. Let me just check what the winning ones. The ultimate goal in bodybuilding competition terms, and that's for everyone. So obviously we start with you, Jim. That's the main one.
I would say top 5 Olympia. Quick fire, job done.
Yeah. No reason why not.
Go then, Karen.
Yeah, same.
Hey, get is your Welsh Next Top Model show still going on or?
Well, to be fair, right, what I initially was doing that for was just to put a goal in front, because obviously you got NABA now that's put up that they're not doing shows this year, or they've suspended or something.
Yeah, they got rid of all the NABA shows gone, which is shit.
Yeah, which is an absolute nightmare. So like I was in the plan to at least compete this year, just to, more or less, more like a warm-up show, something, a goal in front. So that's initially why I put that in front. But I can't see this show going any further than what it is now, because they're planning July, and like we're locked down till April. Is it April?
Well, they're gonna have a talk about it.
Yeah,
they're gonna have a talk about it. I'm pretty sure that talk's not gonna end with fucking out you go, raved. It's not gonna be like that, is it? It's gonna be tier 4, and everyone starts on tier 4, and then you have to suck off your local MP, and whoever does it the fastest, like on those like Olympic games that we were talking about, track and field, whoever's fastest, then they get into tier 3.
Yeah, it's good.
So we digress. What's the ultimate goal, G?
Do
a show.
Just do a show. Just do a show, basically. Just plan a goal. Get ready for a show.
You've done a show.
Yeah, I've done a show. I want to do
What's
more.
Your goal ultimate goal in bodybuilding?
Oh, my ultimate goal, right? I just want to see where it takes me. I want to see where.
What a fucking cop out.
I'm humble towards it, man. I'm not. I'm not big in any way, but I want to progress and see where it takes me. That's all.
We all know Dan's answer.
Grow a pair of legs.
Oh,
fucking hell.
Go on, Dan.
Mr. Testosterone shoving out the insults.
Fucking hell. Mr. Natty fucking go in. What's Jack's?
I'll let you jive back and give me the answer.
Oh, I want to be a bag of tendons and be fucking safe. I want to be so natty that I turn into a lentil.
Dan, what's my ultimate goal?
Oh, I want to become a lentil.
A cross-fitting lentil.
I'm going to wear Alibaba trousers and a linen t-shirt and fucking...
I know the ultimate goal.
Bonfires, strumming the guitar, singing fucking Nirvana songs.
Say that.
I think I know it. I think I know the ultimate goal.
Come
on, G.
It's got to be the best cream of rice in the UK.
I've already achieved that, so it doesn't matter.
Have you got your own supplement, though?
There's been a few that's come out since that might be.
Oh, you're not telling us anything, Jack?
I mean, but fair play, like your ridiculous video about how to put water in something did actually spark like other people to make contrasting videos about the same thing. Like I was absolutely gobsmacked. Fucking Cuba brought one out that was fucking like,
everyone caught on.
It was like, how do I make it less lumpy? Stir it more, you cunt.
But Dan, you obviously did such a good job on your one that no one had to do that.
Mate, this is what mine got. 1 scoop, 2 tuna blend bit.
Oh.
Yeah, because I have time for that shit. Oh, take it out for 5 seconds. Measure out 300 grams of water. Fuck off, man. They would spend that time fucking long eating it. Anyway, I'm having fucking heart palpitations. It's not good for my condition. I just think it's fucking cream of rice. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking eat it. Shut up. Just don't have any time for this. Oh, but have you tried cherry bake waffle? I don't care. Just don't flavour. Fuck off, man. I don't get it. Which protein flavour do you prefer? How is it in your face long enough for you to care what flavour it is?
We definitely have to eat too many calories to be concerned with flavours.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what flavour's your pre-workout? What are you doing? Just sipping at a cocktail lounge? Fuck off, man. Just want, oh, there's one barbecue fucking lentil flavour. Fucking hell.
Mental.
That's
Anyway.
why I like and respect Amp so much, because that's literally what he's done with his pre-workouts. He's made them as disgusting as possible.
They're fucking horrible. They're horrible.
It's not hardcore, you can't drink them.
He's still got the sachets from like when he first released them, and obviously it's some moisture. They're like the special like Jack 3D version, and they come out as biscuits.
Oh man!
Out of the sachets, they come out as biscuits. And he has to chew them up. But that's what I'm into.
After I had the atomic bomb, I felt like I was going to be hospitalised. Seriously.
I don't know how anyone's doing like the actual serving. I tried it from day one, and I'm a half serving at most. Apart from when Leroy came down, they stitched me the fuck up, and I had like an out of body experience.
Yeah, I tried the scoop of it, and then like immediately thought I was going to fail a drug test at work. Like, fuck me, this can't be above board. But go on, Dan, give us your ultimate goal in.
Oh, my ultimate goal! I'd like to place well in a pro show would be a dream, you know, like. But I'm not ruling out like anything. If I can get like, not saying I'll win the Olympia or whatever, but if there was an opportunity in 5 years, because it was about the same time frame as Johal, but a little bit less down. Like he wants to like come top 3 at Olympia. If I could somehow scramble points to turn up once, like that. You know, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It seems completely outrageous as an idea, but I never thought I'd even win a regional show ever. So every time I've thought of something that was not possible, I just put a brick in the wall every day. And sometimes these things come along. I'm not really thinking about like too far. You know, I'm one injury away from it all being over. Obviously, the first plan would just be to like win a pro card. You know, at a decent show. I'd like to win a pro card at a decent show, like the one like in Amsterdam that I didn't win at. Like, you know, come in. I'd like to think that I could do a show where, like, if it was the British Finals UK BFF again, that I could still win it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I think it's unlikely I'd get much further than that. If I could even just do anything at a pro show, that would be good. And then if I've still got some years left in me, then we'll see. Some people can last longer than others. I'm not going to throw my life in the bin and die, like for this. Like at this point, like I'd quite like to have children of my own at some point, and I'm getting to the point where weighing it up, like and stuff. I've got some background health stuff, like some hereditary stuff I need to consider. So I don't know. Yeah, fuck knows, mate. Fuck no. I'm, like at the moment, with like, I'm trying to just get through today. I know that sounds fucking weird, like, but like, yeah, trying to just get through today. I've only just like planned to do a show. This dog is gonna fucking get it, mate. Fucking just.
What shall we?
Looking a lot redder.
Yeah, I have got a lot redder. But yeah, I've only just thought about like competing, and then the shows this year might just get cancelled or something. Fuck knows.
You're gonna do the Amsterdam one again?
I don't really know. Like November's around about the time or whatever. I think there's going to be a big upset. Like, I'm going to try and do. Ellis is going to compete because she's already qualified to do the pro qualifier. So because she won last year, she doesn't have to do the qualifier and stuff. But I think the qualifiers are going to be messy enough, so there might be an opportunity to like nip in because the qualifiers are really early, and I'm fat as fuck. Like fat and skinny and shit, like at the same time. But I'm going to heat up the gas from now, and hopefully get one push in, then a little pull back, and then start prep for. We're not getting married either. I had to cancel the wedding, so that's not a time restraint problem, and I can look like not that I wasn't going to turn up as a potato anyway because it's not my photos.
Now you can actually remember the date as well.
They're not going on my wall. I do remember the date this time.
She didn't tactically cancel that, did she?
Well, I think she's just surveying her options.
Is this really what I want?
Holding off if she gets any better options.
Well, luckily, COVID's allowed me to track her persistently, so she can't be smoking any pole. So, tie her down until next year, possibly. Then should be all right. Should she come into contact with literally any other human, I'm fucked.
Come on in, Jack.
But yeah, like that was a very uninteresting, like major goal. I'm not under any illusion I could like not achieve any of those things. But I'm gonna give it a fucking go.
Make it happen.
In all fairness, Dan, and I don't compliment you very often, the fact you haven't got a pro card this far is an injustice in itself. So,
oh, that's very kind. I've yeah, I don't know. I think I wouldn't look out of place with a pro card. Probably wouldn't be doing any major damage at this stage, but I think there's some life left in this old cunt yet.
Yeah, man.
And only time will tell.
Definitely.
There's definitely worse pros than me. That's all I'm going for.
I mean, that's all that matters, really. I mean, it's like the taking part thing, innit? It kind of makes you feel better if there's worse ones.
Well, I never thought I'd ever be anywhere near to getting a pro card. I remember having the conversation with Amp, like, well, I'm never going to get a pro card anyway, but I just like bodybuilding and stuff. And he was like, man, said some stuff, didn't really know what it meant. And then I think the gist was like, well, if I can do it, you can do it. And I thought, oh, that's the first time anyone's even said that maybe I could. So that's kind of, yeah, that was it.
I do think it's a little bit cheesy to say you have to believe it, but you definitely do. You do have to believe that you can achieve something. And I think that's when my career changed for the better the most, is in 2015 when I was working with Milos. Milos gave me the sense of belief that I could actually achieve certain things. And I'm sure Ant does that with you, Dan. That's where coaching partnership is very important. Because we do all doubt our ability sometimes. That's just, I think, that's natural because we're not egotistical maniacs. But to have that support from someone, that push, that drive, and then that does transfer over into your own character, it's very important.
Yeah, I mean, Amp is like, you know, we don't blow smoke up each other's arse. I get a man hug if I win a show. That's kind of, he's not one for like mad compliments or whatever. But if he says you should go and do this because you could do that, then I'm like, Sam,
yeah,
I'll go and do that then. So I just kind of follow in his lead and try not to die. That seems to just be enough. But also, I still harbour the dreams. Not gonna lie, I still harbour the dreams. I just don't want to put them out there.
Yeah.
If one, I can't. You know, everyone's going to have an opinion on what your dreams are. And I'd rather keep them to my fucking self, really. So one thing at a time, I win a pro card. And then it's just really like the longevity of it. Like I started training when I was 21. Is it time spent or is there an age limit? I don't know. I'm going to find out. I'm no spring chicken.
Yeah.
I'm certainly no Dexter Jackson. Is it time spent or is it just age? And I guess I'll find out. But one thing I will not fucking do is turn up to a show and then turn up the next year worse. And I hope that someone will sit me down and go, it's done. I don't want to be like in the gym going, like still trying to flog it, and just getting worse and worse and worse. I want to like do as good as I can and just admit myself, still train and stuff because I love training, otherwise I'd fucking kill everyone. But do you know what I mean? I'd hate to be like clinging on. Do you know what I mean? Doing loads of like high doses, like at like an age where it's not competing and like, you know, I've got other stuff in my life like music and like other things and teaching. I could then put more work into like progressing as a tutor, not a tutor, as a lecturer, and like maybe go into more interesting parts of like engagement with music, like with special needs or something more rewarding, some shit like that. But anyway, that's why you shouldn't ask me because I just fucking chat forever.
Come on, Jack.
Win the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
Win vegan bake off. It's kind of similar to Dan, but obviously in the natural route, even though I don't like saying it, Dan. But yeah, potentially, well, hopefully natural pro card and then do somewhat okay within that. So that's the ultimate goal, really. I think I was going to obviously look to compete this year, and I thought I'd have a good shot at it this year, but I need to get a few things sorted first, and then hopefully in the next couple of years do that.
You gotta get it.
Yeah, well, Not a new one, just improve the current one. Yeah,
How do you do that?
just a load of.
That's how. Let's go.
Hey, do you know what I thought? I'm not going to say I thought of that, but a lot of the issues I have is because certain muscles are weak, and I thought like stabilizing muscles. I thought to myself last night, an easy fix would be just to pin those.
Do it.
And then
You just gotta like,
Do it.
amazing what your arms do to the rest of your body.
I didn't get that, Dan. All I got was Johnny going, do it, do it, do it.
You can watch it back. Let's make Johal talk more.
Yeah.
He's not guy.
So there's another question about digestion in the off season.
Oh yeah, because you eat horrendous amounts of food.
So what do you do to maintain your digestion?
I think the most important thing is just space your meals out. You know, if someone, and then plan your day so you can space your meals out. I think in the off season it's easy to get lazy. It's easy to wake up later and think, well, I'm sleeping more, I'm resting more, I'm growing more. Well, to an extent, you need to have a certain amount of sleep. But I try and be very regimented with my routine throughout the year. So at the minute, I'll wake up between 6 and 6:30, but I won't eat till 8:30. I think one of the points where people fall down is they wake up and shove food down their face straight away. They don't give their body time to wake up and settle, so you can take on that first meal and digest it well. And I think if that's what you're starting your day on, then that's just going to compile and get worse through the day. So that might be a little tip that people can take home. Obviously, be well hydrated. At the minute, I don't take any digestive aids. I don't even have aids, so that's a good thing. But there's that. That's a potential to help people when, you know, I'm one of these. If I have an issue, then I'll use it with certain things. But then with health supplements, I'll take those all the time to be preventative. I don't think you have to be preventative for digestion issues. I think that's just something that you kind of tackle head on if one persists or raises its head.
Reactive.
Yeah, I mean, I read up on that, and actually taking like loads of amounts of probiotics when you have a healthy microbiome can create mild blood poisoning.
I just don't want to get reliant on certain things that I don't need to.
But yeah, the tip about the morning thing, because I struggled with digestion. Yeah. I'd wake up, feel sick, like a bit foamy, a bit like indigestion-y, and then I need like an hour and some water to kind of like balance. That was probably the best thing that I did for my digestion, was not wake up and be like, calories smash. Yeah. Like I go and take the dogs out for a walk on an empty stomach, come back, and then I'm ready to actually eat something.
I think cardio for people as well does help a lot. And you know, people say, I don't want to do cardio in the off season, I'm burning calories, and fuck, you know, is a walk really going to burn that many calories that you can't replace with food? It's going to help things a lot.
Get some dogs.
Get some dogs, yeah.
So the next one was, should calories decrease because of less energy expenditure during lockdown? But I mean, I think that's a fairly straightforward question, but I'll let you answer it anyway.
Yeah, I think we're all educated enough to know on here that it's just person specific, and you need to be tracking everything, and then you change things according to the results. So you change things according to what your body weight's saying, what your pictures are saying, what the visuals are saying in the mirror, how you're feeling, how you're performing. Just because it's lockdown, you know, if you know that your activity is lower, well, why don't you fucking go and make your activity higher? Go have some walks. But any situation is really a case of tracking it week to week, and this is why I think if you're not weighing your food out, if you're not having the same kind of calories every day and being regimented with that, then what the fuck are you doing? Because you can't track anything. And you're just stabbing in the dark all the time. Turn the lights on, weigh it.
I've got a question. Did you hear our podcast with John Hodgson?
I did, yes, I did. I heard most of it, to be honest, not the end bit.
If you had a response as a member of Team JP?
There's actually been nothing said, and we have a WhatsApp group, so sometimes things get put in there, but
like Jack.
Honestly, nothing's been said in the WhatsApp group, and I know even if Jordan did hear that information, I know he's so thick-skinned and sure of his own methods and happy with what he's doing. He's got very vivid goals and a vision of where he wants to take this for himself. I don't think he gives a fuck what anybody else says, to be fair.
We
100%.
that you may have taken it as like a blanket statement from Bash Bros when John just went off, and we were like,
oh no, definitely not. I think he's a very smart man, and at the end of the day, you can't control what the guest says.
Yeah, I mean, I just wondered whether you had an insight of like why you think like JP gets the stick.
I think it's partly down to people only see, and this is not just Jordan, it's, I guess, all of us. We want to show on social media what is impressive, the biggest lifts, and I think many people have the impression that Jordan just lifts heavy. Or, he's probably got a reputation for putting people on loads of gear or taking loads of gear himself. And at the end of the day, I think the best thing that I've had the opportunity to be part of in the past 10 years of bodybuilding is the ability to be on that site that he's put together, and the ability to be honest and share my thoughts, feelings, and what I'm actually doing in real time, and try and help and advise others along the way. And I've never witnessed once anything on there that's leading people towards doing something that's crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody was to look at Jordan and see on his log, he takes whatever, I don't know what he's put on there, but if it's a large amount of steroids, well, anybody of a normal mind would say, well, take the same amount.
And he openly discloses that he would often that he wouldn't suggest that to a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
Like
and
the amount of education on that site as well, like what he's done for UK bodybuilding, you can't really deny that.
No. And yes, it is a business in the sense that it turns over money and it's an income. But I think it offers so much more to the bodybuilding community than it deserves getting stick for. I think John was kind of homing in on the fact that Jordan's a businessman, but the business is off the back of a true deep passion about training and weightlifting, and he's an educated fucking guy as well. He's got a lot of knowledge to give. So in this day and age, why not take a bit of money for doing that? You've got coaches that have done one show that are charging people £100 a fucking month to give them a diet that their old coach gave them. And this is real good information with people like myself and other pros and top amateurs giving out information daily.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's kind of like what my point was, that like it's not, the problem's probably not there, but he's the one that everyone talks about.
Yeah.
It's about the dilution of everyone's doing it. Everyone's an online coach. Like fucking Sandra did, fucking UK FBO Pro Miami arse candle, and she came 9th out of 7, and now she's like people with level 3s that I'm pretty sure you don't actually do nutrition in level 3 anyway, like churning out like diet plans. It's a scary place out there, and I'd probably rather gravitate towards Jordan because he's got the name and stuff like that. And if you're stupid enough to look at what they're doing and going, I should definitely do that, then you were probably going to fucking do it anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The amount of people that ask me about cool, so I'm going to start the gym. What steroids should I take?
Yeah.
Cool. How old are you? Oh, I'm 17. Wicked. Those massive swollen things between your legs. They'll go. But right now, they're on fire. Use them. Use them in the gym.
I'd see what John was saying in regards to people training these days. Perhaps there's not the majority of people that train really hot. I think there's a lot more people that train because it's glamorous on social media to train, or do a competition because it's glamorous to do a competition.
Do you think that's just because it's dilution, because it's mainstream? It's just there's more people, isn't there? So with more people, the knit like real bodybuilders and that is probably the same numbers.
Yeah. Bodybuilding's not niche anymore, is it? It's just so fucking vast.
Yeah. So I think there's just that. Do you think there was maybe less opportunities in then, or do you reckon there's more now? Because we spoke to Kamal, and he was saying as an amateur, he was like housed and his family was paid for, and he was flown all over the place. And you know, when he started bodybuilding and things like that, like and he's getting on a bit, so maybe in the similar ballpark zone. He said the opportunities were much more then. But do you think there's more opportunities now to kind of like?
I think there's opportunities in different areas. So social media is obviously an opportunity that people didn't have in the past, and that is taken over the fact that the older generation earn a lot of income from guest spots and being in magazines. Obviously, it's a lot more diluted now. There's so many people that will do things for free and become a sponsored athlete for a tub of protein a month, that these companies are now probably in more of a driving seat than there was in the past. So I think it's more on the athlete's back to earn an income. But the potential to earn a good income is fucking definitely out there. You just actually got to work for it.
Yeah, which is actually the same as life ever was.
Yeah. Maybe because bodybuilding was so niche in the 80s, 90s, if you were a good bodybuilder, the income was just there. It was there.
Yeah, you just get paid, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like just
now, it's not just there, is it? We've got
Muscle Tech would just pay for your life.
Yeah.
That's what they were. They had everyone, didn't they? Muscle Tech. Yeah. I went and bought Muscle Tech all the time, saved up my pennies, got ripped off for some shit.
Yeah.
A tub of sugar.
A tub.
The first protein I took was either the CNP Mass Gain or the Max Muscle Cyclone.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That one tasted like shit.
Yeah.
That was awful, actually.
Yeah, strawberry chalk flavour.
I do remember exactly the Cyclone. I was like, I'm going to get fucking massive.
Yeah, they dressed
up
mate. Had creatine in it, didn't they?
Yeah.
The worst thing was, it was like 40 quid for this tub, and there's probably like 5 servings in it.
Yeah, it was. I was just going to say that. Yeah. It was fucking tiny. You got like all a massive tub, and the scoop's like a fucking dinner plate.
Yeah, shovel.
That was some bullshit. What else we got? We've got questions. Let's fire him up. He's fucking cooling down. He's cooling down. I want to see that vein in his forehead go.
The other question.
It's not a vein. It's like, I need some Botox, I think. I don't know if it'll ever go again.
I'm all about the Botox, mate. Look at me.
Talking of that.
You're looking fresh, Dan.
Talking of that, Jamie, I had a question from someone.
Okay.
Where did you get your teeth whitened?
Oh.
I did. I just rang Nathan Dash up. I was like, all right, mate, where'd you get your teeth done? And he's like, listen, our kids, that's a terrible accent. No, they're actually composite bonding, which is like a white filling material, but they put them over the whole teeth. So they basically put a thin layer of this stuff over your teeth and mold it to the shape of your teeth. So
the gum shield.
It's like a layer.
Okay.
A layer of teeth.
A layer of teeth. That's made me actually feel a bit weird.
So how do you clean your actual teeth then, though?
Well, the teeth are covered, so they don't need cleaning. So you clean the teeth, clean the composite bonding.
So you don't clean your teeth?
I do clean. It's a thing. If you look up composite bonding, you see it's a thing.
It's a real thing.
It's the thing that people do before getting veneers, because I couldn't face the thought of having my actual teeth ground down and having screws in my gums. That just like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
no.
this is a cheaper and much nicer option, I think.
I did hear about this woman at the gym. She went to Turkey and they filed down all of her teeth to like the stumps. Yeah. And then they found out that because they don't do the proper checking, that her teeth didn't have the correct density to actually hold the veneers.
No.
So they just sent her back to the UK, where basically the dentist was like, we have to pull all your teeth out and put implants. So it's like 36 implants. It's going to be like fucking 40 grand or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was a bit of it. I mean, I was never going to do it anyway, but
shit.
That was definitely not a point in the right direction.
Unless you got proper fucked up teeth, you know.
And I really want to see you with those turkey teeth. I really do.
Me?
Yeah.
Turkey teeth.
Turkey
what are turkey teeth?
Turkey teeth.
Turkey teeth.
They have done in Turkey.
Oh, right.
Turkey teeth.
Sorry, turkeys don't have any teeth.
I got mine done in the UK, by the way. I just say that.
Okay.
They're all
But
going
what I will say is people who get them done, they just start talking on social media like this, like, hi, not showing off my new teeth. Well, I got some new teeth. Like, what the fuck are you doing? By the way,
Yeah, I try not to do that when I get a new cock ring. I still like the Instagram stories. Like, yeah, cardio. It's just sweaty tits. Yeah. I think that's like, you could have shown anything else and we still would have understood it's cardio. Or you could have just not told us about cardio because no one gives a shit.
Why
would you not do that, Dan? It doesn't count if you don't film it.
That is true, actually. Jack, I've had to stop watching anything that you put up. It just...
Oh, no, that's why my views are down.
It just pulls me into just a world of weirdness. I don't know what's happening. You're whinging about your leg again.
Or was it because I was putting pictures of my legs up?
No, you just whinge about...
And it was making you depressed.
I'm at 60% leg. I don't know what to do. I'm only 12, but one of them's fallen off. I don't really understand. And then there's like, I look at the top and I think there's 2, but there's actually 2 million. It's just like fly shit on the top. And I don't have time for this. Like, and also once I start, it's like a story. I want to get to the end, but I just...
Dan, just skip through them. It all counts to the views.
It's just
fine.
like watching...
You don't have to watch it.
Like watching the 5th season of Vikings. It's just not the same.
You've not been crying again, have you, Jack?
No, they're all good.
Good.
They're all dry. They're all dry.
He's got this bonding stuff that he puts over his eyes.
I've clogged up the duct.
Yeah, just
They're sewn up.
Duct suppressant.
Duct tape.
Yeah,
That was quicker.
That was fired out, mate. Have we got any more? We probably.
How are you feeling, Jack, without not being able to post your training, pal?
Oh, awful. Awful. Dan. That's why I'm lost and just posting shit of me talking, because I just got nothing to post.
Have you actually managed to get your training down into the 2-hour window though?
No. So Leroy's advice is just
fallen on deaf ears. Well, let's ask Mr. Giant Johal. He's current. Yeah. He's big in the game. He's not old school and bearded, you know. What's your... Well, he is bearded, all right, but you know, we can't see him as a dinosaur. He's new age. Jack trains for 27 hours every day. What was your last session? How long was it?
I'm in the gym training. That's including warming up for 2.5 hours. I do that 4 times a week.
Shit, that's the longest one we've had so far.
Yeah, I don't know how I could condense it anymore. And
has it come down since the whole lockdown thing, in terms of like not having to talk to members at all, or
not significantly, not noticeable. Maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah,
but generally 2 to 2.5 hours, and that's probably seven exercises, 2 sets on each.
Jack's feeling so much better right now.
2 of us training.
Still half the time though. So not really.
Half the
way. We might warm up on an RDL or a stiff leg for 15 minutes before we hit a working set. And then it's 2 of you going with rest times. It's just that I don't believe that training should be in and out, in the sense that if I'm in and out of an exercise onto the next in and out, then I'm still going to be tired. So I'm not going to perform to my maximum capacity. That's my view. Especially as a fat, unfit motherfucker that I am. I need my rest.
I think my central nervous system would just be in the bin if I did what I did for 2.5 hours. I just don't think I could do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jack, that was a little bit...
Dan, you probably do the same amount. It's just you probably like get a bit of a hurry on. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I could ask you the question if you trained with Cuba, Dan, but I know Cuba was like 4 hours late for his session, which is normal, and you didn't train together, but would that have been the first opportunity?
We did train legs the first time I went up.
Yeah.
And then I was just left in his house with Meg, which was lovely, because Meg's lovely. But I didn't see him for basically the whole night anyway.
But did you do the whole session with him?
Yeah, I did legs. It was long.
What did that feel like? Because I imagine that was longer.
Well, it felt like good and productive and heavy, and I was into it
Yeah.
until about an hour and a half, and I just thought everything I do here is not relevant.
Yeah.
For me, that's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I have a kind of I can kind of feel where it's like everything here is just digging a hole into my central nervous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know whether.
I'll be honest with you. It's about, for me, having done it for a few years now, it's about selecting the right amount of exercise. And I do agree with you that past a certain point, it's like, I'm just training for the sake of it. I've actually shaved off a lot of volume in terms of exercises. How many fucking rows can you do in one workout? You know, we'll do 2 instead of 4.
Yeah.
It's just logical and common sense. But I'm still training the similar amount of time. Actually, some of the sessions in the past might have been 3 hours. So I've shaved probably an hour off when I'm doing a 2-hour session.
Yeah. I'm probably like, if it's legs, I'm a little bit longer. If I'm going and stretching out, I'm probably, if I'm honest with old Jackie boy, I'm probably doing 2 hours in the facility.
Yeah.
So you're a Ryan liar then?
I'm a Ryan level liar.
Oh.
But like if it's something else like back, I can just throw it, like, I don't know. It depends what your muscle group is. My back responds to just lifting heavy shit. I don't really need to like worry about it too much, and I can kind of get it done in like an hour pretty easily.
Yeah, but what you got to understand as well is Jamie and yourself, Dan, have both got training partners. So an hour and a half, 2 hours is with a training partner. Jack trains by himself.
Right, Johnny, stop on a personal attack.
5 hours.
Fuck off.
That is true. Should we do the 5 top tips? Because we probably wasted enough of Jamie's evening.
Yeah, he needs to get back on the PS.
I'll meet you there.
I got to order a pizza. That's what I've got to do.
Oh, can you order me one from the real Papa John? I'm fuming.
I'll take a picture. I'm actually surprised I've made it through the podcast without needing to piss, but I'm starting to get ready.
Yeah, have a bit prior, just do time it perfectly. Yeah, I feel like I've been let down by Papa John's.
But
I haven't been able to trust a fart all day.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not good. You just got made the pizza.
I don't know whether it's a friend.
You haven't had the gravy warning then,
mate. There's no warning. Like there's just like you're filled. I put my belt on because they trained me with a belt to kind of try and control my gutness, and yeah, because I shat myself inside out. I was like, oh right, so yeah, that's good. So you know, swings and roundabouts this game, isn't it? Got to take the little rewards as they come.
Definitely.
I'll have that. So usually every week we do 5 top tips. Did we do it with you last time?
No, we didn't.
We hadn't created the 5 top tips.
No.
Oh, you have given us one top tip, which was don't eat first thing in the morning. Or you can, but if you're struggling, maybe think about it.
And don't get turkey teeth. That could be another one.
Turkeys don't have teeth.
Don't have teeth.
So,
Johnny, please have your way with the edits on Dan's face for a turkey.
well, I'm not becoming the next Ryan, all right? You fucking tease me, and then I'm going to leave.
You lying turkey teeth.
Fucking milking chickens, pulling turkey's teeth out. Myths. So we asked them for 4 tips.
4 tips.
Yes. No.
Right.
There's 2.
Number 1. Fucking hell, mine's gone so blank.
Oh, mate, we did this to ourselves. We say this every time, but we went, that 4 tips. It's usually like, we went, well, should we do it? Because there's no one on the podcast this week.
Yeah.
So we'll do it. And we were like, really hard. It's really hard.
Right.
Most of them have been shit. One of them like was don't do crack. Who was that? Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan Cartwright.
Ryan Cartwright was like, yeah, don't do crack.
Don't do drugs.
Bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah.
There's Jack calling him out.
He's off his head, that's all. So
right, okay, so set goals. That's number 1. You must have goals. By all means, make them big, but at the same time, be realistic. And set time frames with your goals as well. You know, I'd have multiple short-term, long-term goals, maybe in a month or 6 months or a year. So set goals, and that's the only way you're going to keep moving forward and keep the mind on track, be positive.
Do you think it's better to set goals that are beyond you and possibly fail than make them so they definitely complete each other? Because obviously both have positives and negatives.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that's
my
Dan's
next
way of
goal-
saying shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
If you do it's one of them, yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. Well,
Stars landing on my dick.
And on the moon.
I would say, because I was going to say next that what I said earlier, you got to believe in yourself. So you got to believe that you can achieve the goal. I don't think you should ever set a goal that is so far-fetched that you don't even believe that you can achieve it. Because then
It's that old saying, isn't it? If you believe you can, and if you believe you can't,
Yeah.
it's true.
you got to, yeah. If it was me, if I was setting a goal, let's say, okay, 2 years' time, I'm going to win Mr. Olympia. And that train of thought allows me to propel myself to top 5. Well, that's great, but I still failed. And I think first place is unrealistic. In the future, let's say in 2 to 3 years, I have an amazing fucking amount of progress and do really well. Then I can then set a goal of going from that top 5 to the first place. I still think your goals should go in phases.
Of course.
So yeah, I see your point, but my view is no. Shoot for the stars if you think you're gonna fucking smash one in the face.
Yes. Also, isn't it like shoot for the moon and land in the stars?
Yeah.
So like that, innit? Yeah.
So I mean, Matt, they're just in space travel. That makes no sense. The stars are much further away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you could have just stopped off for a burger on the moon on the way to the stars.
Yeah.
Not just going to suddenly land up there. They're fucking light years away. It's ridiculous.
I love how you demonstrated a bit. You could have stopped for a burger.
Pizza.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I think I don't know. I really struggle with the because I don't know. I set the goals and I do them and stuff, but
yeah.
my belief, rather than belief that I'm going to do them, is that I have faith that the process will lead to the best version of that.
Yeah.
Rather than I never really go to a show thinking I'm going to smash the whole show or I'm going to win it. I'm just like, if I put all my bricks in, then I'll be in the best position to get it if I'm owed it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I've never been much of a believer in myself. I'm not a downer. I don't sit at home whipping myself or whatever, or flailing my foreskin or anything like that. I don't know. It's, self-belief is multi-layered. I believe that if you put down a brick every day, one day you'll have a fucking house.
Definitely. I've just had a knock at the door. I need to just quickly check that it's someone that I was expecting at 7:30, not 7 o'clock.
Is it Papa John's?
No, it's not Papa John's yet, but continue with your conversation. I'll be back in 1 second.
Well, whoever it is, they can give you 3. If they can give you 3 tips, bring them in.
That was a no done.
I was hoping the Frenchie might make an appearance.
That's a real gamer's chair, that is. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
isn't it?
To be fair, it's got a lumbar support. It's got a bit of sweat on it. Yeah, that's a real man's chair, that.
Is that a sweat or hair gel?
Yeah, it's even got a bit, in case you're a vigorous gamer, you can put seatbelts in it, look.
So, this is
You can fucking sit in that. In case you jolt out after a game of Warzone, just in case.
What's your gamer chair like, Dan?
Mine's the sofa.
Lovely.
Beanbag.
Yeah, it's the sofa, which I don't get to sit on anymore because the dog just takes up the whole thing. So it's the floor.
So you're sat on the floor in front of the sofa playing.
That is my gamer chair. It's back.
It's Mercado. It's Mercado shop.
Really?
Yeah, so I've just had to get the wife down from upstairs. It's all carnage.
Oh, shit. All right, 3 tips and we'll let you go.
So number 3, because believe in yourself was number 2.
Yeah, but you did the eat one, so we're doing 4. So
I got leave yourself time to wake up before you eat.
Yeah.
Set goals.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Number 4 is if you're doing bodybuilding to the extent where you're putting all your time, effort, and money into it, and you're neglecting other people, make sure it's worth it, and have a backup plan as well. So have an end game and a route out. You're not going to be able to do this forever, so make sure you're covered and your family's covered and whoever else is close. That's number 4. I think the 5th.
You can't plead the 5th on the 5th.
Number 5 is eat all your greens. No.
It's vital.
Green giant.
That's vital.
What I mean by that is make sure you get your meals down here. Food is the most important thing. And what I see time and time again is people will message me and say, how have you got so big being so tall, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what, kids? Nothing different to what you're doing. I've just not given up. People just give up. So maybe number 5 is don't give up. It takes a long time. I think social media gives us the impression now, by looking visually, it takes 2 minutes. And as a coach, I'm getting people applying for my services, wanting these huge transformations in a crazy, unimaginable amount of time. So that brings us back to being realistic, that this has taken me to get where I am now 20 years, maybe 10 years of really zoning in and eating my meals and training hard and doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing. So it's not about how much gear that someone can take. It's not about how genetically gifted someone is. It's about ticking the boxes every single fucking day and not giving up. That's
Well,
number 5.
Those were excellent. Ronnie Coleman was arguably the most genetically gifted person ever, but he started weight training whilst playing football when he was like 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, and chances are that the people asking for this aren't Ronnie Coleman. He's
the one example that we can have of somebody with great genetics that works really hard as well. And that's the possibilities of what can be achieved. We actually got questioned, there's a question in the comments on our podcast from last week. We was on about genetics and saying that us 3, Cuba, James and myself, aren't genetically gifted. We've worked hard to where we are now and have to tick all the boxes every single day to progress even more. Somebody says, you're all 3 are clowns. You're all genetically gifted. And it just got me thinking, well, maybe from the outside looking in, it appears that we have great genetics because we've got this far. But I do believe that there's a difference between having good genetics and being able to progress and do this for a living if you're committed enough, to then having so good genetics that you don't have to put in as much effort but still reap the same rewards.
You've got to consider, so your genetics are not superb in pro rank genetics.
Yeah.
But if you look at in amateur ranks, you've got superior genetics in that sense. So like what you're saying is if you look at some of the pro guys, they look at dumbbells and grow.
Yeah.
You guys as pros have got to graft like fuck to get anything you want out of it. Yeah. I see what you mean.
But as well, like the people think about genetics as shit and Ronnie Coleman. There's a huge variable involved. Like you obviously don't have the worst genetics, but you're not like the. I mean, I think Samson's incredibly genetically gifted, but he'll argue that he isn't.
Yeah.
But like there is like a scale. I don't have great genetics, but they're not dog shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you get clients that you can see when someone struggles a lot more.
Yeah.
But I think the people that are gifted the greatest genetics are usually the ones that don't actually make it anywhere. They win a few things, feel good about it, and then they've got to, I'll use Cuba's term, level up. Like when they actually need to level up and it gets hard and they can't rely on the genetics.
They leave Instagram for 2 weeks and then start playing Hallelujah on the guitar.
So that's what I'm hoping will happen. Oh God, you touched on something that I wanted to speak about but didn't dare.
Johnny's done it now.
Oh, I think
you've done well. 2 hours in. 2 hours in.
The thing is, guys, don't say, I know I've been away a while and it's not even been 3 weeks. Come on, what is a while here? It's like calling yourself an influencer with 100 followers. Not cool.
Well, maybe he did DMT and it felt like a year, because I hear that can happen.
Well, when someone makes a video public about leaving Instagram, I'm thinking, who is this? Oprah Winfrey? Bill Clinton? No, it's all 9,000 followers. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything because I know it's a difficult time and people might do strange things. That's all I'll say.
I like Josh. I just don't ever see the point in telling Instagram you're going to leave, because when you've left, people will go, "Oh, he left Instagram."
I don't think anybody sees the point in it. That's why nobody's ever done it before.
Yeah, you don't need to tell anyone you're leaving. They'll realise when you've left.
Yeah, and I think if anybody can learn from this, it's the fact that if you need a break from social media, have a break, and then you don't look like a mug when you get back on it.
But who's a better singer, Johnny or Josh?
Oh, we're going to have to bring on the pod.
Comment down below. Is that what people do? Yeah. Below.
Who's got the best banjo strings, Johnny or Josh? Oh.
Yeah,
all right. Well, we'd better wrap this up because it's been 3 weeks.
It has. I'm hungry and I need a piss.
My girlfriend said to me, "How long are you going to be?" I said, "Probably hour and a half." She said, "They're normally 2 hours." I said, "Nah, we need to start lowering it down a bit."
There's some chunks you can take out of this beast.
No.
Oh.
Keep it raw, Johnny. Keep it raw.
I do love the Pro Muscle podcast because it's just like, it's as if they're just sat at like the pub, but there isn't a pub because bodybuilders don't go to the pub. And they're just like, yeah. And Hollingshead's like basically horizontal. Just like fucking, yeah. Just like looking enormous. Just like you've just, it's like a fly on the wall documentary if people are just talking about the muscle stuff.
It's very laid back. And Johnny, when you stop this, it obviously uploads to your computer, doesn't it? And saves. I save it on my desktop and then basically just upload that file to YouTube. Job done.
I could never do that.
I've actually leveled up, Dan, and got somebody to start doing thumbnails for us. So way to go.
What's that?
Professional.
Mate, I'd like, that's the sort of balls that we don't quite have as our little podcast. It's mostly my fault as well.
It is your fault. It's exactly what I was about to say.
You
can't say that when it's entirely your fault.
I've been good today. And last week there was the guy that was talking about writing everything down and how that'll bring your parents back to life. And and like, I held it down. I've been good. And look what's happened. Last week, no views. So maybe better working.
Johnny's having a wank off camera. I've got to go to the toilet now.
Yeah, I'm busting, bro.
Catch you on Warzone tomorrow.
Yes. Guys,
thank you, James.
Thank you very much for having me on again.
James.
Hey,
thank you, mate.
Appreciate it.
Wish you all the best for this lovely year that's going to come to us. I know it is.
You too, brother.
You too, bud.
Take care, man.
That's all, guys.